Tom Rowland, and this is your How To Tuesday for this week. I've had the opportunity to go turkey hunting with some really good hunters, but one definitely stands out from the rest. His name's Graham Tayloe, and he has been a professional turkey guide. He placed second in the World Turkey Calling Championships, and he's probably the best woodsman that I've ever seen. Today, I asked him a question. I said, Graham, if you had to kill a turkey, what would you say? And he said, well, there's two answers to that. How to kill a turkey with your buddy, or how to kill a turkey if you just have to, meaning by yourself. So listen closely to Graham. He drops lots of knowledge on this one. And next week, we will do a follow-up to this How To Tuesday with another How To Tuesday, which will include much more of his calling. Enjoy.
How to kill a turkey with your buddies is just a little bit different.
Well, why don't you tell me how it's different?
How to kill a turkey with your buddies is first off, you got to have a good buddy that won't screw it up. And you got to have a buddy that'll sit there where you can sit way behind him and fidget. And you got to have a buddy you can communicate with. Like, there's got to be a lot of empathy between the two. You got to understand what he's saying, what he's doing. If he looks at you with his eyes real bright, you need to kind of know what that means. Killing a turkey, if you have to kill a turkey, means probably just putting one call in your pocket, getting a dang real good butt pad, and locking down. Thermocell probably. In your neck of the woods, some tick spray. But, turkey hunting is, I guess, was one of the most overanalyzed sport that I know of in the outdoors, because they're trying to die. They're trying to come to you. Most of the time, people just get in their way, How to kill a turkey if you have to is to, for one, don't break the golden rules. Let them know you're being hunted. And two, everything in turkey hunting is so situational. I'd like to sit here and tell you that I could, they'll just stay right off the roost. You're going in and it's the dark. Owl hoot, turkey gobbles. First thing you should do when you owl hoot and the turkey gobbles and it's daylight is you should just sit there and think about it, analyze it, listen. I challenge people to give yourself at least 5 minutes to think about it, before you, because in that 5 minutes, another one could fire off right here. You may hear a hen yelp right in front of you. Lots of things could occur in that time when you're supposed to be thinking about what you're going to do than if you just ran right to the gobble like most people would like to. So give them 5 minutes to sit there and think about what you're going to do. And then think about what you would do if you were the turkey. You try to put yourself in the gobbler's shoes, because most of the time, that's the way I approach killing them. Like, I try to put I am him, and me as a hunter, I'm kind of both of them. I've tried to make myself, I see the woods through his eyes. I try to, everything like that. I try to, and even if I'm not thinking like him, I try to make myself think like him. And so put yourself in his shoes. And then by putting yourself in his shoes, you realize, if you really think about it from his point of view, they're not in a hurry at all. They're normally going to fly down and stay within the 100-yard area of where they flew down most every time, especially Easterns. And the thing you would do in that think period is think where he's going to go. I mean, yeah, you could sit down and maybe call him up, and it might work 10% of the time. But that's only 10% of the time, is calling him up and having it work like a fairy tale. That doesn't go. So you would want to think, like, process things like, is there a field? Is there a creek? Because if there's a creek, he's probably going to hit it and parallel it. He's not going to want to just dive across it. Is there a field he's going to? Where can I set up to put myself in the best situation before I call? Or like the bubble is, if it's really dark and he wants to set up, if he wants to gobble real early, you want to spend your time trying to penetrate the bubble. And I know we had talked about the bubble a little bit, but I want to tell some people about the bubble. Is this: if you hear a turkey gobbling and it's late enough, And the bubble really applies to foliage hunting, not when the woods are naked. When the woods are naked, throw the bubble away and just try to shadow them and wait till the season gets mature enough to hunt them. Or else you're going to deplete your herd and you're going to wonder where all the turkeys went. And they're going to say that all the turkeys have left and everything. I've heard it all. They don't leave. They know that you're there, so they leave because there weren't any leaves on the trees when you went walking down that dirt road, and they saw you from 400 yards, and they left. So, yeah, they left. So if it's in the woods and you penetrate that bubble, he's normally going to come 40 yards to you. If you fire him up, he's probably going to leave his harem and come 40 yards. Now, if you're 80, which is the bubble, 40 yards is a shot. He's 40 yards from you now. But if you set up 150 yards from you, all you're going to do is get a turkey that walks a little ways towards you and turns around and walks the other way. I mean, he did his job. You just didn't get in the bubble.
Mm.
And so that's what I would say is if I can only offer one tool, one tip, it would be to have a really, really, really good butt pad, and have a lot of patience and try to know where the turkey's going before he's going there, and let calling be like your third resort. Use woodsmanship, use the terrain, and if you have to, if things fall to it, call at them. If you think you're really not in the right spot and you got to, call at them. But don't use calling as the number one thing at all. And you should use your calling so sparingly that that other hunters in the woods don't know you're there. I try to approach the woods turkey hunting like that a lot. Like, if there was a guy sitting in the woods right now, would he know I'm over here? Well, yeah, he would if you're blowing that acrylic crow call real loud, or you're wearing out a box call or something. He would know. If you just light yelping or kind of real soft yelping or doing something like that, if you trick the person, you trick the turkey.
Yeah.
And so none of this overdoing bells and whistles, crawling behind decoys, all that jazz. I mean, maybe it works 10% of the time, but is it really turkey hunting? Is it? I mean, there's some new age stuff that's out there right now that people are doing, and all they're doing is educating the heck out of a lot of turkeys and saying it works 10% of the time. Crawling out into the field, hiding behind a decoy and shooting a turkey is a novelty. It's not really hunting to me. I mean, it's just, you found the right turkey who's pissing vinegar. He's mad at the world. He's kind of come do it. And what have you've done something? I mean, you haven't really done anything, because that turkey, you're taking advantage of something he doesn't even know. Like, mainly typical states above Tennessee, northern states and all that. In Alabama, they sprint from you with the deal. But also finding the roost and getting into the roost, if you can afternoon hunt, and getting in that area before they get there and being super patient is another way to kill them if you had to kill them.
So when you're finding the roost, are you shadowing the turkeys?
Like normally at daylight on a good tract of land, you'll hear 2 or 3, 4 or 5 turkeys. Only hunt one of them, maybe 2. Leave these other turkeys alone, unmolested. Never go over to them. Don't go. And either A, get to one of those turkeys you left alone, try to get in his bubble the next morning, or if there's a field or something near where he was gobbling, he's probably out there in the afternoon, and you can slip into that roost site in the afternoon undetected. But so common thing is to hunt all the turkeys that you hear gobbling in the morning, and that's just not really a good practice at all. You should definitely leave them virgil, as I call it, virgin, not messed up. You definitely want to have those cards in your pocket that haven't been boogered with, that you can say, hey, I'm going to try to slide under that one tomorrow because I haven't been, he hasn't been messed with. Or, a lot of people say, oh, I can't hunt like that. I can only hunt on the weekends. Well, you still got next weekend to hunt an unmessed up bird if you didn't go over there and booger with it. And your odds killing them unmessed up are just like you're saying what we were talking about with tarpon. A heck of a lot better when they don't know they're being hunted. And new tools, all that, new things, all that. All you got to do is yelp at them. There's no real, make some kind of noise that they think is a turkey, and get them to look at you. And they and don't do it too much to where they start sounding out your words. You just got to kind of give them like what was that?
You got a call on you?
Did I hear her over there? Yeah. I got one in my pocket. You want to leave the art of deception in your side.
Yeah.
And the art of deception is a huge thing for turkey hunting. Is you got to kind of get them thinking, maybe I heard it, maybe I did.
That was How To Tuesday for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so that you can get all the new ones as they come out. Also, please rate and review this podcast on iTunes if that's where you listen. Every review helps to grow this podcast. As always, if you have questions, concerns, comments, whatever, you just want to say hi, podcast@saltwaterexperience.com is the email address for that. I will look at every single one of them and really appreciate all you guys listening. And certainly if you have suggestions for this How To Tuesday, pass those along too, and I'll see what I can do. See you next week.